Okay, let's get to know Salamence. Salamence is a dual-type, dragon-flying, pseudo-legendary Pokemon introduced in Generation 3. It is the fully evolved form of Bagon. All Bagons dream of flying one day. Its desire to fly triggered a cellular mutation that allowed it to suddenly grow large red wings. With its long-held dream fulfilled at last, Salamence constantly flies around and releases intense blasts of fire as an expression of its joy. It only stops flying when it gets exhausted and needs to sleep. Salamence are incredibly violent, and trainers who team up with Salamence need to be very careful because it may turn on them. It lives in rough terrain and competes with Garchomp mid-air for food. When holding a Salamencite, it can Mega Evolve into Mega Salamence. As Mega Salamence, its wings meld together into a single huge crescent-shaped wing. The stress of its wings becoming misshapen aggravates it to the point of rampaging. Because of this, Mega Salamence is feared as the blood-soaked crescent. Anything and everyone who comes in its path will be sliced in two by its blade-like wings. Here's the shiny form. Like and follow. Okay, let's get to know Luxray. Luxray is a pure electric type Pokemon introduced in Generation 4. It evolves from Luxio and is the final form of Shinx. Luxray and its family are based on the mighty lion. Its eyes can see through anything. It can even spot its prey hiding in the shadows. Luxray's ability to see through objects comes in handy when it's scouting for danger. However, this ability requires a lot of electricity to use. As a result, Luxray needs to sleep for long periods of time in order to store up more energy. They form packs, each having one male as a leader. Luxray appears in Movie 20, I Choose You, where it tragically gives its life to protect its friend. Clement also had a Luxray that evolved from Luxio in episode 861, The Future Is Now, thanks to determination. Luxray's name is a combination of Lux, which is the Latin word for light, and X-Ray. Luxray is the only Pokemon with a base stat total of 523. And here's the shiny form. Like and follow. Okay, let's get to know Cubone. Cubone is a ground-type Pokemon and is known as the Lonely Pokemon because of its tragic backstory. Cubone always wears the skull of its deceased mother on its head, and nobody has ever seen its true face. Seeing the likeness of its mother in the full moon, it cries at night, staining her skull with its tears. Sadly, in the Alola region, the cries often attract its natural predator, Mandibuzz. According to some, it will evolve when it comes to terms with the pain of her death. It evolves into Marowak, and in the Alola region, Cubone evolves into Alolan Marowak. Cubone is the only Pokemon that can evolve into a dual-type Pokemon that doesn't share any types with its evolution. In Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it gets kidnapped by Team Rocket, and after you rescue it, it returns with you to Pokemon Tower, where it helps you calm its mother's restless spirit. Cubone appears in Super Smash Bros. In the Pokemon Stadium 2 stage, on the ground terrain. A Japanese trading card which features Cubone crying partially reviews Cubone's face. Here's the shiny form. Like and follow. Okay, let's get to know Sableye. Sableye, also known as the Darkness Pokemon, is a dark and ghost type Pokemon introduced in Generation 3. Sableye normally live deep within caves where they can dig up gems with their sharp claws and devour them. Sableye stalk Carbink as their prey and compete with Gabite for a meal. Sableye lead quiet lives deep within these caverns. They are feared, however, because these Pokemon are thought to steal the spirits of people when their eyes burn with a sinister glow in the darkness. When holding a Sableye, it can evolve into Mega Sableye. Bathed in the energy of Mega Evolution, the gemstone on its chest expands, rips through its skin, and falls out. It blocks any and all attacks with its giant-sized gemstone. However, while supporting the giant heavy jewel, it can't change direction very nimbly and is vulnerable to attack from behind. Mega Sableye is the slowest Dark-type Pokemon. Sableye may be based on the Hopkinsville Goblin, a creature from an alleged Kentucky alien encounter. Before the introduction of the Fairy type in Generation 6, Sableye had no weaknesses. Here's the shiny form. Like and follow.
Okay, let's get to know Spinarak. Spinarak is a dual-type bug poison Pokemon introduced in Generation 2. It evolves into Ariados starting at level 22. Spinarak is a nocturnal Pokemon that lives in temperate and tropical forests. On the back of its abdomen are two black dots and a line that resemble a face. The face on its back can change expression. Spinarak resembles a spider, however it only has 6 legs, which is more of an insect trait than an arachnid trait. It spins webs that are strong enough to withstand having stones set on them. The silk produced by Spinarak can be used for facial treatments, as well as patching up wounds. Some fishermen even weave its sturdy thread into their net so they can catch fish Pokemon. It lies still in the same pose for days in its web, waiting for its unsuspecting prey to wander close. Its preferred prey is Cutiefly. Spinarak and its evolved form Ariados are the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Toxic Thread. Spinarak may be based on the Joro spider. Here's the shiny form. Like and follow.